I do want to talk about our quarterback rankings because they went so well last time. Fuck you, Jalen Hurts. I want to start with the AFC North quarterback rankings, and I'm going to let the man, the myth, the legend, Mike Thomas start us off because there's some familiar faces in here. You are more adept at knowing these individuals than I would say Craig and myself are. You've got some personal relationships, some vendettas against these guys. Hit me with your AFC North QB rankings, my friend.
All right. So
if you put Kenny Pickett 1, I'm going to tell your daughter to pee on the couch again.
She's going to do it anyway. Don't worry.
Kenny Pickett is number 1. Kenny Pickett is number 2. Kenny Pickett is number 3. And Kenny Pickett is number 4.
Fucking Yinzer.
None of those other guys can hold his jock strap. And put it on the bulletin board.
Your daughter's pissing all over the couch tomorrow, Mike. Get ready. She's going to piss everywhere.
Oh, my God. The true Yinzer. He might even believe that. He's going to give you what he thinks, but, he might believe that.
The safe is Joey B1, Lamar Jackson 2. That's the safe. A lot of people are going to put Deshaun Watson in there above Kenny Pickett, but honestly, homerism aside, I don't think I buy it. So
Deshaun looked bad when he came back, and he missed a year, so obviously, but
I'm going to say it. He didn't always look all that great before he left. Yeah, I mean, he had times where he looked good. He had a lot of times where he looked good, but he had a lot of times where he looked bad too.
He had fantasy relevance and not major success otherwise.
But man, He's got a lot of money now.
He's got so much
fully
money.
guaranteed.
No incentive. No incentive. He's my bottom guy too, Mike. I hate this. I hate that I agree with your 4. Pat, have a different 4. Because he went with logic this time. But I'm very bullish on Kenny Pickett. I know I'm not just saying this because it's my own draft, dynasty league keeper. I think he's in a very, very good situation, but you can't put him above an MVP a couple years ago, Lamar, just yet. And you cannot put him above the current, maybe 2 or 3, Joey B. He's such a stud. You can't do it. So I unfortunately agree with Mike.
So I'm close in agreement. I'll say Deshaun is my 4 as well. It's just like Mike said, he's had statistically good years, but that doesn't necessarily you're a Texan. That division is always tragic. And you were in hockey, it's very similar to bad teams always have good players. And it's well, how is this player so good on this bad team? And it's well, somebody needs to fucking score. You're not going to get shut out every night. There's got to be a guy that scores. So Deshaun Watson was kind of that dude. You're getting blown out here. Look at all these garbage time stats. So I just feel that way about him a little bit.
As a Steelers fan before Kenny Pickett, I can say that no, not everybody has to score. There's a lot of times where they don't score at all.
Okay. Well, anyway, Joey Burrow's number 1. I think he's in that. Mahomes is by himself, but Burrow's in that next tier down, and I think he's got the assassin mentals to be able to maybe touch that tier every once in a while. I don't think he can live there like Patty does, but
number 1 in cockiness though.
Oh yeah, well, and swag, dude, swagged out. He is the coolest dude I will never meet ever.
Swaggy B. You don't know that, Pat. You don't know that. What if in 4 years, going for it is on the red carpet at the NFL honors like fucking 80 other podcasters, and you're just sitting there and say, "What's up, Joey B?
What's up, dude?"
We said kindness about you.
Jalen Hurts comes up and punches him.
Punches him in the fucking side of the head. No, Jalen would, because I bet all these guys are too rich to be punching motherfuckers, but it would be so cool if he was Kevin Durant level petty. If he was Kevin Durant level petty, found the fucking video, knew it, and let's say Pat is on that, and he fucking stink eyes him, or he gets up and he goes, "Nope," and just fucking walks. I would respect the shit out of him.
I'd be like, "That's all right, man. I deserve that probably." But my 2 is a 2A 2B situation because I am not a believer in Lamar Jackson. I will say this.
People feel that way.
I will say this with the caveat: they have never surrounded him with an abundance of talent at receiver. But he's got a top 3 tight end who he throws the ball to a lot.
Keep
And
forgetting about that guy.
Mark Andrews.
I know he's good.
He's very good. He's very, very good. But I'm pretty sure, and I know Mike is going to check to tell me if I'm wrong or not, but I'm pretty sure on average, Lamar doesn't even average 200 yards passing
per game,
like a game. I think he's like 174 or something like that, like in that 177 range. That's
seems
not
low.
going to win you games.
That seems very low.
I thought I read that statistic. I could be wrong, but like it is very low, but it's also high enough that I'm kind of like, I've watched Daniel Jones for 4 years. I kind of can see you winning games that way because he's also rushing for 120 yards a game. And like their rushing game, you know, they were handing the ball off 40 times a game to 3 different running backs and all that crap.
Not only I think you might be like, you're pretty close.
Dead
Scary
on.
Close. It's under 200.
Oh, dead on.
And
Cool.
I'm now super alarmed. Hasn't played a full season eternity.
Since his MVP year.
Wait a minute. I'd like to move him down and put Kenny Pickett at a firm 2 after looking at these statistics.
Kenny's my 2B only because this is his second year. I think
I would bet right now that Kenny throws more yards than Lamar, even with Odell.
100%.
I would
100%.
place a bet on that. Because isn't there often, like, now this might be wrong. I did watch tangentially a lot of Steelers last year because at Gators is Steelers, but Gators, while Philly fans were there and we were the Dolphin fans, there were a couple Steeler people. So the Steelers shit was always in a decent spot. And I'm like, they could move the ball around. I know I'm stuck on Pickett to Pickens, but wasn't there like 1 or 2 other kind of young, could be good
Johnson's
receivers?
a beast when he wants to be.
When he remembers the catch.
Fryermuth's your tight end.
Yes!
I think he's going to blow up this year.
Fryermuth was sweet. He was fucking sweet. And they go, Muth.
So because we're in too much agreement on the quarterback ranking, I will throw out something there that I'm sure you guys will shit all over.
Shit. Let's do it.
If Kenny Pickett makes the step forward that I think we all think he is capable of.
Yes.
If he makes that step, the Steelers will be one of the most dangerous teams in the league.
And TJ
will have a legit chance.
Only if TJ stays healthy. He seems to mean way too much.
No, TJ has to stay healthy.
He means way too much to that defense.
That's why he's the MVP of the team.
I know. I've never seen a person matter as much, an individual matter that much.
So good. He's so good.
It's wild.
If they stay healthy and Kenny Pickett makes the step, I think they have a legit chance of being the team to beat in the AFC.
Ooh, that's high. Okay, I got to shit on that part of it because I was really on board with everything you said until that. But
the reason they're not the team to beat is because Kenny Pickett wears gloves on both hands, and that's
2 gloves.
Stupid.
He's got 2 gloves to get the hand size up.
Gloves on. Oh, he's got to get. Never mind. I like it now. Changed my whole opinion.
He's a quad glove guy.
Smart. It's a good.
Are you kidding? He's wearing 2 gloves on each hand.
Yes, I'm kidding.
Oh, Craig, you sweet summer child.
I was like, what?
My sweet baby angel Craig.
I remember the hand jokes about him, but I'm like, what? That would be terrible for the grip.
There are other quarterbacks that wear 2 gloves.
Yeah. Teddy Bridgewater, who is tragically bad. Kurt Warner did it briefly, and in that
Brady
time,
did it a little bit.
Great.
Brady
did it in like the rain.
I'm pretty sure Ben did it.
Ben did
he
it
wear 2?
at the end. At the end, I think he did. Not all his career, though.
No.
Early on, I'm not sure he wore any.
Early on, I think.
No, but very early on, he started wearing gloves, I think.
Yeah. Ooh,
yeah,
the double, though, or just
offhand,
the one?
Right?
I thought he was
always got a double, bro. You always got a double.
God damn it. I got to look that up.
No, I think it was just the one. Anyway, I want to real quick jump back. I think Kenny Pickett can definitely overtake being the second best quarterback in this division easily. I think he's got the weapons around him. If you guys have, I don't know, honestly, what the Steelers have done with their offensive line. I know it was in shambles last year. If you guys can keep him upright for a couple of seconds, and Najee's back to 2 years ago Najee and not last year Najee, I think the Steelers are very dangerous. And the Bengals have lost enough on defense that you guys can make some noise in the division. I just don't know that you're going to win a shootout with that much talent in Cincinnati on offense.
Well, that's why the defense prevents the shootout.
Well, you would think
17-14,
that,
baby.
You would think that, but Jamar Chase said Pat who. So the NFL wants that matchup real bad. So sorry.
From a very cursory amount of research, like very not depth, Google image, Ben was a weather glove user in the throwing hand. He would after 2010, he had no gloves for a while, and then he started going left-hand glove, which I guess would have been the snap receiving hand, pretty much. And then you could see cold weather games because you can see the turtleneck. He's two gloving.
He's double gloving.
And I wonder if that, I wonder if that's what happened to Brady too. That as he got older,
I think it was
and
the
colder,
snow and the rain.
Well, then they start doing them for weather. Because Peyton had a little bit of that going on late in his career also. But early in the career, young guys don't seem to care as much. They're like, fuck it. I'll let my fingers burn.
Those 30-year-old hands, man.
Oh, we're getting near 40 over here, dude.
I know. My 40-year-old fingers, they shake.
What the fuck?
So, recap.
You might have something else wrong.
Craig says Joey B first. Who is your second? Are you putting Kenny Pickett in number 2?
Yeah, if we get to finalize it now, after this conversation, I'm so much lower on Lamar Jackson than I've been because I listen to a lot of McAfee and there's a lot of positivity on that show. And then you got the toxic table and these other things, but like they were saying such nice things about Lamar around getting his money which I think he did, and that's great. And but you guys pointed out the stats. And I don't feel as good about that. And I don't think the receiving core is that great. OBJ's fun. I don't think it's going to be the difference maker. It's Joey, Kenny, Lamar, Deshaun. I'm very comfortable with Deshaun at 4.
Mikey, where are you falling?
I think I keep my 4, Joey, Lamar, Kenny, Deshaun. But also Kenny 1. Kenny 2, Kenny 3,
have to,
and Kenny 4,
have to.
And Kenny we trust. Kenny doesn't need to be number 1 for the Steelers to win it all.
That is correct.
Not at all.
If he's Alex Smith, you guys are going to win a lot of games, and you guys are going to go deep in the playoffs.
Dilfer, baby.
Yes. Yeah. It's just about being accurate, taking care of the ball.
I don't want to make this a Lamar Jackson shit on fest.
You are though.
I don't believe in him. Craig is knows. We have talked about this many, many times. I don't believe in Lamar, and it's not. I want him to succeed. I want him to do well. But
you won't be drafting him on any of your teams. You won't be drafting him on any of your teams. I think I'm with you. I don't think so either.
He is not the new Mike Vick. Mike Vick could put a ball on you. Lamar Jackson, to this point, and maybe he gets better. Maybe this year's the year he gets healthy, he gets accurate. Maybe
his completion percentage went down. It has gone down since 2019.
That's what I'm saying. Dude doesn't even throw for 200 yards a game, and that's bad. This is
he runs a lot.
This is a throwing, but we talked about this last recording session about Josh Allen and Jalen Hurts. That means you're going to miss games. This is a physical league. It is a contact sport. If you run, you are going to miss games. And he's not built like a running back. He's built like a quarterback. And that means you're in danger of missing time, like a playoff game last year.
Yeah. He's definitely maybe not even elite anymore. If you really look at the numbers and the QB, everything, you look at all of it.
People
it's
put him up there still, though, and I think it's because of the rushing.
That's why I said that. That's why I said that they put him up there. But I'd rather have Hurts than him. Yeah, for me, all day, I'd rather have Hurts than him. If we go down the list, that's so interesting that you guys kind of uncovered that. Of I don't think I'm very high on Lamar.
And I want to do an overall quarterback ranking for us one of these next recording sessions and just go from 1 to 32 and be like, where you have guys. But Lamar's he's not a top 10 quarterback. In my eyes, he's not a top 10.
No, I don't think he is as I'm looking at the list. It's I'd rather have, there's guys listed below him that this season I'd rather have them. I'd rather have Tua. I'd rather have Russell. I think Russell's got a little fuck you year coming. I'd rather have some guys above
He better.
Lamar. Right. Well, yeah,
Sean
definitely.
Payton's going to be like,
hey,
get the fuck out, bro.
Correct. It would be Russell to go too at this point, even with the big money, because
Yeah,
of who owns it.
absolutely.
They've got so much money. They pay. They want to win now. Now it's a rich people game of like, all I care about is victories here. This is not about churning dollars.
Win the Super Bowl, go see the Titanic, and get out of here.
Stop it. Stop it with that.
Oh no.
God. Asshole.
I'm gonna say Joey B. My 2A is Kenny Pickett. My 2B is Lamar Jackson, just because he's done it longer. And then Deshaun Watson, I think, is going to make the Browns look like the Browns. They just are a terrible franchise that can't get anything right. Pivoting now to the NFC side. The NFC North, Craig, we're going to lead off with you. We have Justin Fields, Jared Goff, Jordan Love, Kirk Cousins. Some weird. This to me feels like a very wide open division, and that does not mean that it's good or bad, but it definitely doesn't mean that it's great. So give me your NFC North QB rankings.
Yeah, and I think you kind of nailed it, that this division no longer feels, for all the years Aaron was in his prime, it felt like it was the Packers division to lose, and that's not even an exciting piece of information. Everyone knew that. Now with like the Lions seemingly getting their shit together, everyone forgetting that Jared Goff has actually been, I think, to a Super Bowl and has at least the experience to do things and has put balls on guys. To your point you said about Vic, right? He has done that. I have to do Goff at the top because while I'm excited about Jordan Love, I've seen nothing that makes me feel confident that he's going to be at that level, at the level of like where I expect Detroit to win the division. So Justin Fields showed me enough as he's fleet-footed, or he's moving the ball more on the ground than he is in the air. But that team also, I think, was terrible, like actually like really, really terrible.
Yeah.
So if he does a jump, was he a rookie or a second year? I can't remember if he was a rook as well. It might have been second.
Rookie last year.
Oh, he was. Okay, so Pickett too. They're both in. Apparently it's a big year jump, whereas with the receivers it's year 2 into 3. With QBs, it's 1 into 2. They're either going to be like, okay, here we go, which is, I guess, where Trevor Lawrence is, because he did have okay, we got a dude here. Because Urban Meyer year was trash, and then he went like, oh shit, and now he's going. I think Fields is my 2. Then I go Jordan Love over Kirk, because Kirk, the reason he's at 4, it's not a disrespectful 4 like Deshaun was. It's we know what you got, bro. It's actually fine. It's fine. You're in that middle of the pack to the lower, third of the starting QBs. You still deserve to be a starter, but without Justin Jefferson or without a few pieces, you're a journeyman. You're fucking Ryan Fitzpatrick, in my opinion. So it's Goff, Fields, Love, Cousins for me.
Also, Fields was in second year last year. I just looked it up.
Okay, so
2.
yeah,
but first year he split with Andy Dalton and then got hurt.
Yeah, but I liked enough of what I saw where it's still a graph up in my opinion. And Jordan Love's the unknown, so I would be totally comfortable if somebody put him at 2 based on like a few games of seeing. There's a lot of people saying a lot of nice things about him, but I also feel like he doesn't have as many weapons. But I feel like
you mean Chase Claypool isn't getting it done for him?
Which one? Wait, I thought Claypool was on the Bears.
Yeah. He is now.
Well, and the Packers don't have a lot of weapons either, but I thought the Bears got somebody big, a receiver. Maybe I'm wrong. I thought that where did Carolina send DJ Moore?
To the Bears.
Yeah, that dude is special. That dude was the coolest thing to watch in Carolina for some games, even when McCaffrey was there. So like I don't know. Fields, I think, is a very exciting one for that reason.
Mikey, who do you have? How do you have your NFC North QB rankings?
I'm going to start at the bottom because I will agree with Craig. Kirk Cousins is number 4, and it's not because he's a bad football player. He's just not talented and not very good.
Stop it. What the fuck?
How old is he?
You should have just...
He makes
not because he's not a good football player. It's because he's not talented. Which you're not even wrong. You're not even wrong, like by the definition of it. The guys above him are more talented, but he's still one of the 32 worthy, in my opinion.
Sure. You like that? Yes. He can go out there and he can be a professional quarterback. He can also lose you more games a year than he wins. He can make those kind of choices for
He
you.
does do that.
So I put him down there because I feel like we also already know what we've got with him, which is,
You need to
dollar
win
store
An
turkey.
excellent backup. He would be an excellent backup quarterback.
No, I still think he could start,
He'd be
but
one
like
of the best.
Mike's definitely right. Like they won 8 of those games by like less than 3 points or some shit with luck. Without that, we're not talking about the Vikings last year at all.
I feel like there's a very real chance that the best quarterback in the NFC North is worse than the worst quarterback in the AFC North.
Ooh.
That could
That
happen.
feels-
I'd like
that
to.
feels
You got to clip
bad.
that. Clip that. There's a Twitter bot you can tag that says "Remind me in a year" or some shit.
No, don't do
And
that. Don't do that with any of our takes. None of our takes get
None
tagged
of
by
them.
that
Don't
bot.
Do it with only Mike's though.
Look,
Is
it
what
has
I'm-
nothing to do with whether we're right or whether we're spitting truths or anything like that. Only thing that matters is whether we're entertaining while doing it. If our BS is entertaining,
I'm
then we've
entertained.
done our
That's all
job.
that matters. That's all that
I
matters.
think Justin Fields is my number one in this, not because I think he's fantastic, but I think he's the only one of this list that actually has a decent ceiling. The rest of the guys have a ceiling that's like from a 1930s basement where you have to just crouch down
You
to
just
get
gotta
through there.
duck. Yeah. And there's some asbestos, and like
Wait,
you're probably gonna die, but you
So
know,
he's your
maybe
one?
not.
He would be my one. Jared Goff would be two because he's shown
That's
that he
it.
can
Hey.
do it, but he's also
Yes.
shown that his ceiling is very low.
It's
So
We've seen it.
and then
We've seen
Jordan
it.
Love, I don't know much about. I just know he's not Kirk Cousins, so he's 3.
the deepest cut to fucking
it.
Kirk was all we have to know to be better than the worst is you're not Kirk Cousins.
Is you're not Kirk Cousins. That is all it takes.
No disrespect.
Actually, my
Only
NFC North
disrespect.
QB rankings mirror Mike's perfectly. I have Justin Fields as 1 because, again, I agree. I think that ceiling is very high for him. He was on my fantasy team the second half of the year last year and like ripped. He is what I think people think Lamar Jackson actually is. Because he can throw the ball and throws the ball fairly well. It's just he didn't have an offensive line or wide receivers last year. So not a great combination. Jared Goff is a guy that is not named Kirk Cousins. So he is better than that guy. Jordan Love being the unknown. The thing that, so I don't watch McAfee as much as I used to, but I still do put it on during the day sometimes. And one of the things that they were saying is that a lot of the guys in the Packers locker room are like unprompted bringing up Jordan Love and like he's doing it, he's looking good, he's feeling good, he's doing these things, and everyone on McAfee took that as a positive. They're like, that's a great thing, that's a good thing that they're just bringing this up and saying like he's the man, he's good. I think that the opposite. I think that that's terrible. I think that they are trying to talk themselves into Jordan Love because you just went from a Mount Rushmore quarterback, possibly at least the best quarterback of the decade, to this fucking guy. And great, he can throw in shorts and a t-shirt. There is no one trying to chase him. No one is trying to hit him. And a lot of people hit Aaron Rodgers last year. A lot of people. If Bakhtiari is not coming back healthy, that Packers offensive line is tragic. So
I don't think he's healthy yet. Still,
I still put him ahead of Kirk Cousins though, because I don't like Kirk Cousins.
this is the fuck Kirk Cousins
That's
segment.
the disrespectful.
You
I
were
just don't-
disrespectful first, sir.
Me?
I will. I
you.
mean, if Kirk wants to come at anybody, he can come at me. I'm okay with it. I don't care.
Yeah, you go to the
I
gym.
think, yeah, I go to the gym. I shit talk
I
all
don't.
the
Kirk
quarterbacks.
doesn't.
I'm gonna. Kirk definitely does. He was shredded with all of those chains after he won that game. That he definitely didn't lean on Dalvin Cook and Justin Jefferson to lead him to victory. You know,
Justin Jefferson is so fucking talented that the worst quarterback in the league would look Kirk Cousins level if you had Justin.
this is the
Jefferson.
point. You put Justin Jefferson with Jared Goff.
I
And
couldn't
Jared
get it
Goff
out.
is a
I
top
couldn't
10
get it out.
quarterback.
It was. I couldn't get it out.
there's just so much talent and like I think the Vikings have stumbled ass backwards into a good coach too, who like understands how to take the best of players and put them in positive positions. But like Kirk Cousins looked like dog shit against the Giants in the playoff game that they lost last year, and that told me everything I need to know that Kirk has not gone anywhere since he left Washington. He is the same dude. He's getting paid basically the same amount of money, and he just has people around him that level him up. If you take him and put him on Washington now, or you take him and put him on the fucking Texans, he's going to be terrible. He's not a quarterback that's going to elevate the people around him. But even like a Jared Goff who can get you the ball, I think Jared has it in his arm that he can make a couple throws. I don't even trust Kirk Cousins to do that. I just miracle at what is it when they played the Saints? That was the luckiest play I've ever seen in my whole life. And like that's a highlight of Kirk Cousins' career. And it's like you did the wrong thing, and it just was magic.
It's worked out.
Stephon Diggs saved you.
True or false? Kirk Cousins is Carson Wentz on a better team.
True, absolutely true, and with better ankles.
He got exposed.
Arguably.
Wentz got exposed. That was a system, essentially. The Philly system was good enough. It wasn't him.
Up system guy.
Yeah. And boy, does he look like trash now after what he did to the Colts. But the Colts have exciting prospects with Richardson.
That dude's got some intangibles, but Florida people do not like him. I know we'll talk about that when we rank that division, but
that'll be fun.
Yeah, that'll be a good time. I'll have to get some quotes from my father-in-law for that because he's got feelings. Last topic of the night before we cycle down this recording session. I wanted to bring in a fantasy football element this time.
Hell yeah! I'm a champion.
I
won one of the leagues.
We have
Mike,
friends.
did you know that? Did you know that?
Mike, did you?
I just wanted to know if Mike knew that I won one of the leagues last year. Did you know that?
Was it the one I don't care about?
Oh, I think you care about this one quite a bit. Which one do you not care about?
Which one was it that you won?
What do you think?
That one.
The one now I don't know which one.
I actually don't know which one you won.
Me, I didn't know. Oh, either.
The auction league.
Tony had to tell me. I wasn't sure.
Yeah, that's how important the league is to you. You didn't know if you won.
It's very hurtful to your brother that you said that. He's going to listen to this, and we're gonna have to.
It's going to be more hurtful when nobody shows up to the draft this year.
Ouch! I thought we were going to have a virtual element. If we don't have a virtual element, I'm also not able to go.
Well, half the league is going to have to be virtual on that one.
Yeah. But I won that league. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you, Pat. But that is a league Mike is in. Good. I don't think he's ever won it. I don't think he ever wins any leagues.
The year before.
Nope. I don't think he wins ever in fantasy football.
You're right.
And
you're right. I don't.
A lot of people feel the way I do.
That's fair.
Did you really win it the year before?
Maybe.
He's not
2 years before.
He's not even sure.
See? The lies. The lies coming out of this guy.
There was definitely a year I won it when I shouldn't have. Yahoo was like, you will go 0-16 this year, and I won that year.
I do love the Yahoo sports projections. The fantasy football aspect there. Somehow we're all being like, what do you call it? Tech maximalists staying with Yahoo. They are not the best product, but I'm lazy and I don't want to learn another one.
It's the history of the leagues I don't want to lose.
Right. They don't have a way to export that information. It's a dynasty pack going 16 years or 17 years. It's like, fuck,
ESPN's
where do we take it?
Better. It's so
I know
much
that now. I know that now.
Better.
The app is better.
ESPN.
ESPN's app is.
That's not
their
true.
app's better.
I don't
Their app
agree.
is significantly better.
I've been in both leagues.
You're fucking wrong. So deal with that.
Yeah, well,
you are incorrect.
I don't like Yahoo's website.
Jalen Hurts is better than you give him credit for, sir.
You know what? You're probably right, but I'm salty as shit. So okay.
I don't hate the Yahoo app. It's that I hate their I don't like their desktop as much as I like ESPN's desktop. I like Yahoo's app more than I like ESPN's
I don't like it as much
app.
as I like ESPN's. ESPN's app is far superior.
A lot of people like ESPN. Where did Barry go? Barry's with NBC now. I wonder if they're going to do something. I wonder if they're going to spin up.
They're doing content. A lot of fantasy content.
Did they ever have? Because a bunch of the channels launched fantasy-esque, DraftKings-esque type shit. Fox has that now. I thought NBC had something. That'd be interesting. Anyway, sorry.
Fox, you could get in on this if you wanted to. You can sponsor us.
Come taste it.
Until then.
You own it.
We are far cheaper than Colin Cowherd.
It's true. And smarter.
I can't listen to that dude at all.
He's
at
bad.
all.
He's bad at stuff.
I don't.
Mike Thomas probably loves him.
I don't love him. I haven't seen it.
I just
clip of his
admire
in 10
him.
years, but
I don't love
I don't
him.
like
I just
him.
kiss my body pillow of Colin Cowherd. Good night.
Oh my god.
Thrice.
And then he has a
thrice.
Skip Bayless alarm clock.
only so I could punch it in the morning.
It wakes him up by saying, Johnny Manziel's the GOAT. Johnny Manziel's the